How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Cage podcast. Thanks for tuning in with us on our Friday predictions. We're about to make some money this week. We're about to give you guys some locks. It's go time. I hope you guys tuned in to Wednesday. We laid some good key points in there, and we're about to feed off of that and give you some official picks today. Let's get to it.
Cool. All right.
Long card.
Yeah, long card. A lot of insane, crazy odds. So I mean, if you put together like a 3-team parlay on this card, I think you honestly might hit big if you can get like 3 good underdogs.
Yeah,
you can hit big on this.
There's gonna be some that hit.
There's definitely gonna be some that hit. All right. So starting off the night, I like this first fight to start. Damon Blackshear versus Youssef Zalal.
Yeah.
Looking at the fight, he could. I don't see Damon trying to really wrestle Zalal that much and get a victory like that in his debut. So I'm gonna take Zalal just of the level of competition that he's fought, and like he's come close to beating some of those people. Like he's won rounds in those out of Zalal, out of those fights.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Zalal just to keep it striking, just know what to expect in different situations from his experience and fighting good fighters, good strikers as well. So I'm going to take Zalal here probably by decision, but I think Zalal could get a knockout. I mean, you saw him. He had that one crazy spinning kick a while ago.
That was insane.
That almost knocked the dude out. I think Zalal is going to hit him with something insane. It's just a matter of can he take it or not. He's going to get a head kick or something, and he'll get it done.
Yeah, bro. Like you said, I'm going to take Zalal here to start off this card. I think just him having that experience is just already going to give him an edge over Damon. I just think that one key fact I see here, or I picked up before this getting into this video, is that Zalal is actually moving down a weight. So that makes it a little interesting. But Zalal could have more success.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like he's at an older age to where it's gonna like break him, or he's just doing this for his career.
He's so young.
Like he's young, so he can move up or down a weight and not really affect him too much.
Give me Zalal with just pure striking. Striking.
That means that's good. That's good for our pick as well, because that means Zalal will have probably the strength advantage going into the fight since he used to fight at featherweight.
And he looked good in the weigh-ins. He looked really comfortable.
Zalal good. I'm probably one thing me and you need to start doing is we need to not put so many on the first fight of the night, because then it just kind of ruins
the
whole flow of it.
I'm done with that.
I'm probably gonna lay 1 or 2 bets with Zalal, and then if it doesn't, let it ride.
Just let it ride.
But I like it. You want to go ahead with that next one?
Cool. Next up we got Jason the Brick Witt versus Josh Quinlan. I'm gonna take Quinlan here. I like Quinlan from what I've seen in his saw in his Contender Series debut. I think that Quinlan's going to have pretty sure he has the reach. Let me look at this again just to make sure. He has a 72. Jason Witt has. Sorry, I said the Vanilla Gorilla. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he has 2-inch reach.
Who's the Brick? Who is the Brick again?
The Brick. I think that's Jim. Is that Jimmy Flick?
I don't know. Jimmy the Brick. I don't know. Maybe.
Wait. Yep, the Brick Flick. Yeah, it's Jimmy Flick. All right, but I think that I was telling Chad I called this dude fake Keanu Reeves. He got the little hair and stuff. Now he looks like a little fake John Wick.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling him with the striking. He showed that he has a nice rear naked choke in his LFA run. Give me Jason Witt here, man. I think this is going to be a good debut. Oh, sorry. Josh Quinlan.
Like, bro.
Just completely flipped.
You completely flipped the script. Like no. Okay.
No, man. Give me the Maverick Josh Quinlan here. I think he's going to get it done.
I was about to be like, we don't disagree, bro. I'm not picking Jason Witt.
Just completely hype up Josh Quinlan.
And then just pick Jason Witt.
I'm going to do that one day. Just throw everybody out. I'll just do that.
Oh, shit. All right, yeah, I like Quinlan here. I think Witt's getting a little old to compete. I mean, It was Terrence McKinney, but no, it wasn't Terrence McKinney. It was Semi.
Yeah,
That
Semi the
had
Jedi.
just literally hit him with like a 1-2, and he was just done. And I don't think he fought better in his last fight. I can't remember if he pulled off a win. Actually,
He
might
lost.
have. Who did
He fought
Okay.
by Brian Bam Bam and won.
Oh yeah,
And then he lost
yeah.
to Phil Rowe.
Yeah, so I'd say that was the fight I remember him coming off of. He fought better. But I just think he has a difficult time with guys that have like good striking or decent striking because his guard's not very good.
Yeah.
And I think Josh is balanced enough to counter or just stop the wrestling a little bit. Josh might even land a couple takedowns if he gets tired. I like the over on this fight for some reason. I don't know why. I see Jason or Witt knowing it might be a cut fight for him just because of guys
1.5?
coming up in the UFC.
Yeah,
I like the over. That's what I'm saying. I think I like the over on this fight just for Jason Witt to maybe put up a fight. But yeah, I'm going to take Quinlan with you too. I think he's just too well-rounded of a fighter to lose to Witt. All right. Snapping and moving on.
Moving on.
So we got Ode Osbourne versus Tyson Nam. I don't like the odds on this. I think it honestly should be a little closer.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Like, not too much, just like Ode minus 200 maybe, not 250.
They put a little tax.
And they put a little tax on him. But I still like what we said Wednesday. I think Ode's striking. He's been the more active guy. He's fought. He's improved every time he's like stepped into the octagon. His one loss out of his last 4 was to Manel Kopp, right? So I mean,
yeah.
He's won 3 out of his last 4. I think he's the hotter fighter right now. Tyson Nam has some ring rust. I'm not mistaken. This is his first fight coming back in a minute. If Ode can just watch out for like a high head kick or just not get stunned, I think he'll be good. The one advantage I'll give Nam here is I think Nam has a better gas tank than Ode. I think Ode probably needs to close it out or make it like 2-0 before the third round, or if it's 1-1, I honestly could see Nam getting it done here. So that's why I don't like the odds on it. But I'm gonna take Ode by decision in this one. And I'm not feeling the odds in Ode. I might take Ode in a prop by knockout on this fight, but other than like maybe a parlay piece, I'm not betting this fight straight or anything like that. But Ode is my official pick for this.
Okay. Yeah.
Even
man,
though if it goes into that third round, though, it get sketchy.
Yeah.
Get really sketchy for Nam.
I feel you on that, bro. I'm kind of thinking a little different in the fact that I think that it might be a little violent, this fight. I think Ode could. I'm picking Ode here. I think Ode could land something big on Tyson. I just think that Ode might be a little too much for Tyson. His striking is very unorthodox and weird, and I think he's going to maybe throw some shit. Because Tyson is, what, 38? Yeah, he's 38.
Yeah, he's 38, but he's really in shape.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But like we're going to get to later in this card, I'm not even going to get to that right now, but I think that Father Time kind of catches people, right? And Tyson Nam he's never been at the top. I would say he's always been that mid-tier kind of fighter, journeyman. I guess you would say. I think Ode gets it done here, man. I think he gets it done potentially violently. I really like. If anything, I would pick the under because it's 2.5, and I think that's kind of it's a little high for Ode. I think honestly
for 2 high striking guys.
Exactly. Ode coming off a knockout in round 1 against Zaruk Adeshev. He went to decision with CJ Vergara. Lost to Manel Kopp.
CJ is really tough, though. Exactly. CJ is really tough.
Then he got knocked out Jerome Rivera in round 1. Almost, I would say 4 out of his last 5 fights went in round 1, ended either in his favor or not. I like the under here, man. I really do. But I'm going to pick Ode here to do it violently and potentially retire Tyson Nam.
Oh, I like that. All
right. On to the next one?
Yeah, on to the next one.
We got a good fight here. We have, let me pull this up. We have Gabriel, Mowgli, Benítez versus Charlie, the American bad boy, Ontiveros. I'm gonna start this off by just saying I think Benítez is pretty solid in this position. If Ontiveros throws some wild, he's kind of that unorthodox, also kind of wild striker, I guess you could say. But I picture Charlie O as more of a glass cannon, and I think he can throw a lot of power, or not power. He can throw a lot at you, but if he gets caught in that chin one time, he's going out. He's not staying up, and if you get on top of him, you can probably finish him. I think Mogley's going to have a little too much. He has the momentum going for him right now. Yeah, he lost to Onama and Billy Q his last 2 fights. But he came off a win with Justin James. He's fighting really high-level people. You got Omar Morales, Sadiq Youssef. These are very good people that my boy Benítez has fought. He's 34 years old. He has more talent than Charlie Ontiveros. He has more skill than Charlie Ontiveros. He has more ability and more experience, I would say, than Charlie Ontiveros. Ontiveros coming off, he had 3, this is his 3rd fight in the UFC. Now, don't get me wrong, he fought Kevin Holland his first fight. That's a very hard fight. But Steve Garcia, to get ground and pounded round 2, I remember that fight, and he just looked like he broke in that 2nd round. He looked like he just got broke. He threw it all in the first, got broke. Expect that from Mogley here. I'm not going to say a knockout or anything right now, but potentially, just because I think Ontiveros can't handle a lot. So give me Benítez Mogley here by a pretty comfortable win.
Yeah, dude. The more I looked at that fight, the more I liked it as well. Like you said, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you kind of covered everything. I think he just didn't look good. I think, like you said, Benítez has fought the better people, and the experience is going to come in. The other dude just hasn't looked good to me. So, and I think the odds makers know this. I think it's a one-shot knockout, or it's nothing. I think it's going to be Benítez heavy, or it's going to be this dude's going to have one shot to knock him out.
They got 1.5 on this, and the over is plus money.
That's what I'm saying.
Plus 160.
I think they know. I think they know that this dude's not really a 2nd round fighter, so it's going to be can you make it? I don't know. I'm going to take Benítez. That over is sketching me out. I honestly might take the under 1.5 on that fight.
If you feel
it depends on if
go ahead. Tom.
If Benítez comes out, it really depends on Benítez. If he comes out wanting to pressure, I don't know how. If he studies tape and knows these dudes, then he's gonna pressure him and try to break him before round 2 and knock him out. I don't know. I'm gonna take Benítez, and sort of the record over under is kind of sketching me out right now. I don't really feel anything on that, just because, like you said, dude breaks in round 2.
If you're betting Charlie O, you're betting on some very lucky catch in round 1. I would say
that's what I'm saying.
Either some
that's what I'm saying.
Some axe kick or some just something wild that just catches Benítez and fucking flushes him right there. That's what you betting on. So
yeah,
100%.
100%. All right. So next fight we got Cynthia Calvillo versus Nina Nunes. You want to start on this one?
Yeah, I'd gladly. I'm not touching this fight. I'm not betting on this fight. I'm going to be real with you guys. I've had my fair. I've been doing. Me personally, I just haven't been doing good with
disgusting.
Women. I've just been doing disgusting with women fights. So I'm going to just tell you my pick and my side. And if it goes right or wrong, you can just look at this video and see what I said, if it came true. But I'm going to pick Cynthia here.
I mean, you got...
I think that Nina has a good name on her hands. I think that this is a good spot for her, honestly, to maybe show that she has something in her skill set. But Cynthia, I just feel is a little too scrappy. Let me see her last fight. Her last fight, Cynthia fought. She lost her last 3 fights. Her last fight was against KGB Lee, where she got the corner stopped it round 2 for her. I don't like that at all. I don't think that Cynthia should be a minus 188 in my book. I'm not touching this fight. This is a potential upset here with Nina Nunes, because how is Cynthia 35? All it takes is an inspired Nina Nunes whose wife just won her belt back, who's coming off a loss to Tatiana Suarez and Mackenzie Dern. Like, two good-ass women, especially Mackenzie Dern. Like, how you lost by an armbar. I mean, you expect that. You was Mackenzie Dern. She's not no Cynthia Calvillo. Ooh, I don't like this. For the sake of my record, I'm picking Cynthia. I'm gonna say Cynthia does it, but I'm not touching this with the 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I like Cynthia. I'm probably am gonna touch this fight and pick Cynthia, just because like Mackenzie is get you on the ground or bust. Really, I mean, if you lose to Mackenzie by striking, I mean, you're not really good. Or not. I mean, especially earlier on.
I think it's getting a little.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now. I'm saying earlier on, if you lost to Mackenzie due to striking, you're not good.
Yeah.
How did she lose that fight to Mackenzie?
Armbar. She got armbarred.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so Cynthia is not one-dimensional. She can do a lot of things. I don't think Nina's particularly good anywhere. If you look at Cynthia, like you said, lost to KGB. Really well-rounded fighter, can stop the takedowns and has insanely good hands. Then she lost to Andrade, who is an insanely good high-level fighter. I mean, she's just one of the elite women that we talk about in fighting. I think that's a reasonable loss. Yeah. Got knocked out really quick in round one, it was late actually, really late in round one. But I mean, still. And then she beat Caitlin. Caitlin's a technical striker for the women's division. I don't think Nina is anywhere near Caitlin. And now, granted, that was a long time ago, and Cynthia could be, like you said, all the time. That was a while. That was only her last 3 fights.
She lost to Caitlin.
Thought she beat Caitlin.
That was her first fight that she lost in 2020. Her last win was Jessica in 2020.
Okay, so I don't know. So now I don't even know.
And also, I'm going to say this, Chad. I'm going to be real with you. You know, I'm a little Mackenzie Dern fan. You know that. Kind of hurt when you said that ground or bust. Because all I'm going to say is she lost that Marina Rodriguez fight, which was a tough fight. But Mackenzie fought Tisha Torres her last fight.
No, I'm not saying that she's ground or bust. I mean, if you want, do you think Mackenzie could strike with high level women?
I mean, no.
Her striking's getting better.
But I think she
That's what I'm saying. But if she's gonna get a victory over somebody, she's like a Paul Craig. She's like a Ryan Hall, where it's like they're striking or not as bad because she's actually.
I was like, they're way more.
That's what I'm saying. They're way worse.
A ground or bust.
She's actually improved. That's what I'm saying, but she's in that category of if she gets you on the ground, you're fucked.
100%.
So
I'm not. That's why I'm not blaming her. That's why I'm not blaming.
I don't know. Knowing that, I thought I read Cynthia had won that fight when I was just scrolling through her past fights earlier, but now it's just like she hasn't won a fight in how many years?
It's been a couple years. It's been 2 years.
Man.
Now, don't get me wrong. Nina, her last win was in 2018. But she coming off a fight from Angela Hill, Randa Marcos, Claudia Gadelha.
I'm going to take Cynthia because of my record, but I really don't feel as comfortable about it as I did. So I was like, damn, at least if she beat somebody, she hasn't really beat anybody.
Jessica High. Didn't she retire? Or?
Yeah, we watched her retire.
Yeah, she lost 6 fights in a row.
Yeah. The Sam Alvey of women.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. Didn't stay as long, but.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna take Cynthia because of my record, but I don't really like it other than that.
All right, fair. Moving on. We got a heavyweight fight now. We got Martin. Does he have a nickname? Buday versus Lukasz the Bull Brzeski. All right, interesting. So we got a Polish man versus a Slovakian. Good fight. I think that this Lukasz dude is his debut. Yeah, it's his debut, and he fought in the Contender Series. It's weird. I gotta see what happened, but it says no contest. Rear naked choke. Okay. So we still have yet to see what the full potential of this Brzeski dude. He could be a savage. We don't know. But we know one thing we do know is Martin Buday is a great kickboxer, great Slovakian kickboxer. He won a knee to the head in the Contender Series, knocked out his dude. Then he fought Chris Barnett. Good entry in the UFC. Very unorthodox dude to fight. Chris Barnett coming off a hype reverse wheel kick win. You know, I think Buday, he showed how technical he was in that fight, where he was just targeting Chris's body with the punches, liver punches. He has good leg kicks. 77-inch reach. Let me see. This dude has a 78. So the Lukasz has a bigger reach. But like I said, Buday's 30. I think this dude's a savage. And I think this is potentially maybe... I'm not going to say that. I'm going to just say I'm probably betting Buday. What are his odds? Minus 294. It's not that favorable. But I think this is a solid spot for him to win. I think this is a good thing to add on Buday's record. And I think he should get this done.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know how much I like it. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna bet this fight not to go the distance.
1.5.
Both these guys got 70%, I think, knockout rates in their fights. So like 70% of their fights in a knockout each way.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I expect a lot of power going that way. I just don't like Buday at the 300 odds because I really don't. I haven't seen the poll. Like when they give somebody a good fighter to come in, they're usually expecting a good amount of the dude. And what honestly scares me is how he's fighting at heavyweight. He fights, I think, because he can take advantage of those bigger guys when you fight around that smaller weight of 235, 240, opposed to Buday coming in at 260 now. If Buday can lay on him and wear on him, but I think the speed advantage, honestly, is going to be against Buday. The kickboxing is really good, like you said. I don't think this dude's going to be able to wrestle a guy that's bigger than him, and especially like Buday, who doesn't have a slouch for ground game. So I'm going to take Buday here. I don't like the odds on him. I probably would take Buday by knockout if I was going to take the fight at all, because I don't think it's going to go to decision. So Buday by knockout, and then honestly the over 1.5 for this fight. I think both these guys are going to be tough. I think it's going to either probably be a late second round or third round knockout.
I like that.
In the fight.
Heavyweight knockout.
But I'm going to take Buday.
Okay.
Yep.
So you betting violence on this, you think?
Violence, but late violence. Like, I think these dudes are both going to be tough coming out, and it's going to be probably a good scrap and maybe a feel out in round one. I don't know if they're going to come out just brawling on each other. But I think that your boy Buday, like you said, he's a good kickboxer. He'll find a way to avoid this other guy's power. And he might leg kick him. He might body kick him. Who knows? Keep him away for that first round and slowly start to break him down. And this is the other guy's debut, correct?
Yes.
Usually they gas out. So, usually, I'd say probably 60% of the dudes gas out. Unless they just have...
And it's heavyweight? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say a late... I'm going to say violent, so yeah, finish, but a late, not like immediate. I think it's going to be a technical knockout, if anything, or the dude just gasses out and gives up.
I agree.
All right, this is another one I don't like the odds on, really. Godinez versus Angela Hill. You want to go to start?
Yeah, sure.
This one again?
So we have Angie Overkill Hill versus Lupita Godinez. I think this is a very good matchup. But I think the time of Angie and betting on Angie has come to an end. I think that Angie getting her at good money was good in the beginning, but I don't really see a spot in taking at this fight. I think Lupi may be a little too much for Angie. I think Lupi's going to have the output. I think she has a lot of power in her ass. And I also think that her grappling and wrestling is really good. And if she wanted to, she could just lay on Angie and win a round. I expect Angie to come out hard, but I think Angie is one of those fighters, like you said, Chad, that will be she
doesn't want to finish the fight.
Exactly, but no, she wants to be. She's getting comfortable behind the desk. She's getting comfortable giving these being on TV and talking about it. And
you're talking about the
commentator.
Yeah, you're talking about
exactly.
commentating. Yeah.
I think she's getting comfortable, and I think that's the route she's headed, honestly.
I thought you were alluding to my finish.
Oh, yeah.
What I look for in fighters. She's one of the that she throws some shit, but like when she sees people, she doesn't necessarily like jump on.
Exactly.
Like to.
I think Lupi is definitely she's the fighter here. She's ready. This is her job. This is what she is training for. She's hungry for it. She hasn't tasted those lights, and she tasted the lights and stuff, but she hasn't tasted the rank.
She didn't taste the rankings.
She's close to it. Angie is a number 11.
13.
Lupi is 13. Lupi's 13, I think. If this is right.
No.
It may be. They have it on Tapology.
I got Angela Hill. On UFC's website, they have Angela Hill 13. Lupi's not ranked.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so this is going to add to Lupi and put her in that top spot in the top 15. I think this is a great spot for Lupi. Expect Lupi to just do what she needs to do throughout this fight and, win by points. I don't even see her beating Angie by a knockout or a submission or anything. If anything, I see a submission over anything, but I don't think that she's going to do it. I think this is going to be a point battle, and I think Lupi's just going to lay it down on her and impose her will on Angie.
Yeah, you called my prop, so I do think that there will be. I think Lupi is going to get the job done. I think she's going to submit Angela Hill, so I'm going to probably place a prop on that. Like you said, Angela Hill she hasn't looked good in her past few. Like it looks like the new wave of women are coming in that are just more hungry, more athletic, more talented. And that's not a knock on Angela. I mean, like you said, she had her time. But yeah, I'm going to take Lupi here to come in. I think she's actually worth the odds. I don't want to bet it straight, especially on women's MMA. But I think Lupi's probably going to shoot for a takedown round 1, realize she can get it, do it again, maybe round 2. It might be a round 1 submission. I don't know. But I think that she's going to wear on Angela, grapple her, beat her up, and then she's eventually going to work her way into a good submission position and get Angela to tap probably round 2 or round 3. So, I like Lupi here. The odds are a little too much. Like I said, I think she's worth it, though, at these odds because I think Lupi is clearly the better fighter. But yeah, I like Lupi. I'm going to take the prop by submission as well.
I like that. Okay.
Just because, these odds are kind of crazy this week, adding some value to it.
100%.
This is a good fight. This is a good fight to kick off the main card. So we got Bruno Silva versus Gerald Meerschaert.
Yes.
Gerald Meerschaert, I might have to take a stab on him, bro. Now, he can beat good strikers, and he can beat good ground. He's one of the best ground games. I don't like him being at plus 280 or 240. I think I have him on my book. That was the last time I looked.
On mine, he's
it might be more
230 on mine.
Yeah, so he didn't fall off far from that. So I don't like him being at plus 230, man. I think he's too talented. He's too. I don't know if I should say too talented. He's too dangerous. I think honestly, now Bruno, didn't he have that decision with Pereira?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he lost the decision with Pereira.
Okay, I think a lot of people are riding high on that, and not really looking at every fight as different. You know what I'm saying? So I think Gerald is going to do a lot of things to Bruno that Bruno wouldn't even see from Pereira. I think he's going to grapple. I think he's going to try to clinch him up in the cage. And Bruno has all these abilities, but I do see another finish in this fight as well. I see Gerald either getting a submission on the ground and trying to go hard because Bruno is a savage. And you don't want to give him any space to get up. He just goes at you crazy. Or I also see Bruno getting a knockout. But Bruno swings a little wild, so I could see Gerald clipping him and then maybe getting a club and sub and maybe grabbing the neck. I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to take a shot and go with Gerald over Bruno by submission.
Interesting.
I don't think it goes to distance.
I like that.
That might be a better bet than just Gerald, is that the fight doesn't go to distance.
I think Gerald's a live dog, man. I think Gerald, one thing that people forget is that his offensive wrestling and offensive jiu-jitsu is very good. and he'll
It's
catch
insane.
you quick.
Insane.
And he grinds it out. Bruno's definitely the type of person he can hit that on also. But with that being said, I don't think I'm going to retract my statement that I think that Bruno is going to break the face of Gerald. I think that Bruno is going to come in there. I think this is one of the most experienced fighters that Bruno has fought, probably ever fought. But I think that Bruno may have too much on the striking side. Gerald's going to try to keep it scrappy and stay long. Wait, let me look at his reach, actually. Gerald has a 77.5, and Bruno has a 74. So I think he's going to keep it long on Bruno. He's going to try to jab and strike him and potentially look for a guard pull or maybe something where he can catch Bruno and get him on the ground. I think he's definitely a live dog here. I'm not going to say that I'm super comfortable betting against Gerald because he has fucked me over. Like, how many times? Wait. He's fucked me over exactly.
I mean, I know the one time is the Mahmoud.
Oh, Muradov? Yeah. And he beat Dustin Stolfus. I think I had Dustin. So, yeah, I mean, he has fucked me over, but he has lost to Jotko, who's a good technical striker. Let's see if he can outlast.
I just don't like the value.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think he's worth a little bit more than that. And like the one thing that also scares you, you said it, the offensive jiu-jitsu from Gerald. Bruno has really long limbs, so an arm bar could be there. I'm not sure how well he could defend a triangle. He could definitely catch one of those shoulders in that.
I just don't know if you want Bruno on top of him. That's my issue here. I think Bruno has enough power.
It depends how he locks him up. If he locks him up in half guard and cannot take the damage, then yeah. I mean, if Bruno gets a top mount,
if he gets in a
stacked,
dominant
then
position
and
can lay down strikes on him,
where he can rain down strikes, that's going to be really bad. I like Gerald here just as a stab. I don't like the value. I am going to take Gerald on my record just because I've seen him win at way worse odds. So I like him here. So
give me the density and the power of Bruno. That's all I'm going to say. Give me the density and power of Bruno to win this fight. I'm going to leave it at that.
All right, we got this fight. Priscila Cachoeira. How do you say that last name? Yeah. Cachoeira versus Ariane Lipski. Ariane Lipski.
Come on, you gotta say it, Chad.
Yeah, I'm still feeling.
Girl versus the Queen of Violence.
Sorry.
Come on.
No one knows who that is. No one knows who that is. No one knows who Zombie Girl versus the Queen of Violence because neither of these girls, I don't think, are. Maybe Lipski's a little bit. Lipski might be a little bit, and that's why I'm taking her. I think Lipski's the more technical fighter here. I think her ground game might be enough to combat her. The other one, I think she's the Queen of Violence. The Queen of Violence.
Yeah, Ariane
might be able to combat. No. Priscilla.
Yeah.
She'll be able to combat the Zombie Queen's ground game with her, and I think Ariane pretty much just has the more technical striking. And in a women's fight like this, it usually. Funny enough, it just comes down to who has the better jab and straight and who can land like the more punches and more volume. Now, you do have to throw volume, but I think she's going to have the better combinations. I don't think the power from Priscilla is going to be way too much or overwhelming. So I think Lipsy's going to be able to kind of do what she wants and squeeze away a decision.
I like that. So I really like both these girls. And this is how I made this decision on who I'm picking here. I asked myself a couple questions. I said, who do I think is scrappier? Zombie Girl. Who do I think has the more advanced skill set? Ariane. I feel like her odds, let me see, Ariane's at -204. Those are good odds for her, but I don't think Ariane's coming off of that great of a win, honestly. She beat Mandy Baum, but I think in our last fight we saw how ass Mandy Baum kind of is.
But she got taken down. That's not really what Lipski does. Like, Lipski can take it down. Like, Mandy Baum's a really good kickboxer. She let me down.
I mean, she's good, but she let Leonardo
down,
fight.
But she's a good kickboxer. Yeah, but she got taken down and exposed on her ground game. I don't think Mandy, especially if someone's not shooting for takedowns as much, that's a good, decent win if you can kickbox Mandy. I don't think that's a terrible loss. She's not that good, but she doesn't have a ground
I'm going to say
game.
it's not terrible, but I still don't really view her as a high striker because of what I saw last fight. It's just really hard. I just thought that
good.
It was very bad. What she
does
did.
a lot.
But that's just me because I just thought she was just doing not smart things with her strike. But like I said, that's just me. I remember, you watched that fight too. I remember it. Remember, she was the way she was throwing was just very.
I just remember her getting taken down. I remember her throwing good teep kick.
It.
She just got.
That was the only good thing I saw was a good teep kick. She wasn't throwing those good punches.
Yeah, but majority of the fight she was getting put on her back, so I couldn't.
She's not good with output. I'm gonna say I didn't like the output from Mandy Bond. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that, I think Lipski is very good.
She's skinny and doesn't have a ground game.
I think Lipski's very good against people like that. But, like I said, I think the Zombie Girl... I'm going to take the Zombie Girl here. I think the Zombie Girl is very, very good at upsetting. That's her skill. She's an upset queen. She's scrappy.
So I think your video cut out.
Uh-oh.
Your video cut out for a little bit. It says it might will return when your internet improves, but
it's out right now?
Cut out.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, it's out right now. Yeah, I can hear you. But yeah, so you're with Lipski.
No,
as well?
I'm taking Zombie Girl. I'm taking Cachoeira.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna take the.
Why?
Well, you got Cachoeira at plus 160. That's very appealing against Lipski, who I don't think is very scrappy. I think all Cachoeira really has to do in this fight is strike with her. I think she is good striking. Well, not good striking, but I think she's scrappy enough to just be a brawler and get in there and strike. I think she's durable and can take whatever Lipski throws at her. I think that all Cachoeira has to do for the upset is lay on Lipski. I think Lipski has good jiu-jitsu, but she has proven that she can be broken if you can just null that out. If you null out the submission game, Lipski's not really left with much, honestly. I think Cachoeira is she might be a little too much for Lipski. I'm taking a kind of risky stab here. I don't even know if I'm going to bet this because, like I said, I think I'm staying away from women's for a little bit because that's what cost me.
I mean, I would put that definitely on an underdog bet just because you feel an underdog.
I might put one. I might put one with Cachoeira. I might put one. But, yeah, I'm going to take Cachoeira in this position. I'm going to take her to get it done. Lipski could prove me wrong and she could do me in and get a submission over Cachoeira. But I'm banking on Cachoeira. Let me look at the reach. 65. Lipski has a 67. Lipski's more of that skinny, longer fighter. Cachoeira is more of that stout kind of power fighter. Give me Cachoeira here. Give me Cachoeira for the upset. With output and scrappiness.
I don't think that's a bad. I think the odds are about where it should be. But I like that stab taking it plus almost 200.
164 in my book.
Yeah. Now we got a pretty good fight as well. These odds are way better.
Yeah.
More even.
Who's this?
Devin Clark.
Oh yeah.
Azamat.
Oh, that's a great fight.
So you want to? Yeah, I can go on this one to start. So earlier in the week, I had Devin Clark coming out with these lines. I honestly thought he'd be a little bit more of an underdog. I'm going to take Azamat here just purely off the value. I think he's the more technical guy here. I think he's a real MMA guy. I think Devin Clark kind of started late, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. He started a little bit later in his career. Azamat is a guy that's trained over in Russia. He trains over with the big heavyweights, trains over with all those guys. I'm going to take Azamat just by... I can honestly see Azamat knocking him out. I see him knocking him out probably in round two. I just think he's going to have too many kicks. I don't think Devin Clark's fought in this dude with enough in his toolbox to get shit done. And I think Devin Clark's oh shit, I'm stunned move is I'm going to shoot for a takedown, and that's when you're going to get an uppercut, a knee, something like that, and Azamat's going to be ready for it. Or he could slip into Azamat's submission. Azamat, I don't think, is a slouch on the ground. Not a lot of Russians are. So, yeah, I'm going to take Azamat here by knockout round two.
I agree with you, man. You pretty much hit it on the nail. Azamat, the professional, I think he's going to go in there and treat this professionally. He's going to get it done. I think his kickboxing is better than Devin Clark. Devin Clark has tree trunks for legs, but he just does not know how to throw leg kicks. He doesn't know how to utilize all his weapons in my book. I just think that Azamat's going to be too technical for him and throw a lot of stuff for him to think about and potentially catch him. Azamat's a finisher, people. He's a knockout artist. He's going to do this professionally, and I think he's going to get the job done, whatever's on the contract. Give me Azamat by a potential round 2 knockout.
Yeah. So we both got Azamat by knockout. I like that here just because this guy, I don't think he's not faced any, like William Knight, he's got an overhand. And if he touches your chin, you're done. But William Knight, I don't think is throwing any wild kicks at you.
He's not very technical at all.
Body kicks, no, not really. He telegraphs every kick he throws, essentially. Yeah. So I like that. All right. Now from your girl from Tijuana, Yazmin versus Isman Lucindo. You want to go on it?
I think I pretty much broke it down on Wednesday. Honestly, I think that Yazmin, I really like her. I really like her in this position. I'm not gonna say I really like her, but she's young. She's 23, and I've told you how I feel with women.
She called for. Hey, you'll like this. You like this because you know I like women with finish rate. She called for a knockout to inspire the people.
Oh wow!
Tomorrow, yeah. So she called for a knockout.
I like the Mexican fighters. I really do. I think they're very scrappy. I think they're made to fight. They're ready. I think Yazmin, she has some knockouts on her record.
Hey, these are two warrior cultures. This is a Brazilian as well.
Exactly. So I'm gonna speak on Yazmin a little bit. Yazmin Lucindo. Looks like she's a striker too. It looks like she has lots of strikes on her record. I think this is going to call for a big banger between two women, potentially a knockout, or this could be one of those factors that you got two knockout artists, so it turns into a decision. Either way it goes, I think Yazmin is going to be she's going to have the advantage over Yazmin. I think that she's going to throw some punches out there. Let me see the reach. 64 versus Yazmin's don't have it. Okay. So, yeah, I think that Yazmin is going to beat her based off experience and just based off talent. I think that she has more talent and skill. I think that her striking a lot better. She knows how to look for that knockout. Yazmin I feel like, potentially catches people. I also feel like Yazmin has the better, she has more experience, like I said, leading up to UFC, and she also fights in the better league, Combate, which breeds a lot of good fighters. Give me Yazmin here.
Yeah, she was the champion. She just won the championship.
There we go. See, even helps. I didn't even know that.
So, I'm gonna go with you. I really like Yazmin. Like the reason why, I always like to look for the dog in the women, and her calling a knockout isn't usually something you see a lot of women do. One thing I already like about her is usually these two girls are both making their debuts. If I'm not mistaken, right?
They are.
All right. Yazmin has destroyed all of her competition and just hasn't lost into lower level fighters. This girl already has, I think, 4 losses or whatever it is on her record at 23. Now, granted, it's good learning experience, and you never know what happens when you get into those tough situations of losses. Because a lot of people say the better fighter comes out of them after they lose their first fight or whatever, but not after you lose 4. So I'm going to take Yazmin here just because she seems to have steamrolled the lesser competition, seems to be ready, and her UFC debut is calling for a knockout. Love hearing that. So I'm going to take Yazmin. I don't know if it's going to happen. I might honestly sprinkle a little bit on the prop for a knockout just because I think it will be so high. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to take Yazmin to get the job done. I think the girl's a little older. I think she has more MMA fights, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's more talented.
Yazmin's 23.
I'm going to take Yazmin.
20. So you got two young, born in 2002. Yeah. Like they really...
But she has more
Probably,
fights, I think. And she has 17 or something like that, or to her 8. But like I said, Yazmin's done what she needed to. The other girl probably had more fights because she didn't need 8 fights to get to the championship. Yazmin was a champion. I'm not even sure if this girl was. So I'm going to say Yazmin here.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
So this fight, I'm definitely calling it a finish. It's not going a distance. That Onama sub, bro, really made me mad last
I know,
night.
yeah, by
I had him
knockout.
by knockout. And now that I know that he can sub people, it makes me a little sketched. Because that was kind of a beatdown and sub. Like, he beat him down and then subbed him on the ground. Like, it wasn't really like...
Student of James Krause.
Oh, I need to shoot.
That was
and then,
shit.
yeah, like... So, I don't know. I'm going to take the fight not to go the distance. I'm probably going to throw a good bit on that because I think Onama's going to finish him. I like your prop. What's your prop on Onama to win by sub KO? Can you look that up?
Ooh, so they changed it around on my bookie. So they have Onama by KO at plus 119, and they have Onama by sub at plus 520.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be a stand and bang, but after he subbed the last dude, I was
He can
like,
just bang with him and something.
Now, granted, getting two submissions in a row, don't think it's going to happen. So, I probably might take Onama by knockout at plus 119 is what you said? Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm going to take Onama by a finish here. Don't know around it. It honestly depends how much Nate wants to take in terms of damage. It could be in round 1. It could be in round 3. I don't know, but it's not going to be a decision.
I agree, bro. Yeah, I like Onama here a lot. I think he's definitely one of the locks of the card. I potentially might sprinkle something, actually, on the over 1.5. I think that Onama's he likes to play with his food a little bit, I noticed. And he likes to read his opponent and then look for the finish. It's like a spider.
Watch. Onama just about to come out.
Because that's all it takes. Nate, he's the train. He's going to go in there and try to bring it. So, and Onama's not going to have that. He's just going to try to put him out. So, with that being said, I like the under. It's plus money, but hey, 1.5. That's always a sketchy bet to bet on. It could go either way.
Especially in what weight are they fighting? In lightweight?
It looks like this is a featherweight fight.
Yeah, featherweight fight at 1.5. Almost you got to take the over on that. Just purely off how it usually goes.
I don't think it's that hard to even proceed. I don't even think I need to go any further on this.
That's why I think the Onama knockout is just such a lock for this card because they see it.
Easily. I can see that. The knockout's way more likely than the submission, I would say. The submission, literally, he just did it because he wanted to. Where the knockout, he's probably going to do it because he has to.
I know, it just scared me, and that's what I'm saying. When I bet Onama by knockout now, it's not he's definitely going to knock him out.
He can do a multitude of things to finish this man.
Yeah, he can do a multitude of things to substitute, so it gets harder to...
Give me Onama here at minus 300. I really like him. I think it's a solid position, especially if you want to parlay it with a good chunk of change. I think Onama's going to get it done.
Yeah. It makes you really look at the Lupi odds, and you're like, is Lupi really worth Onama, though?
That's how you know they're attached.
That seems to me like a clear 300, yeah. All right. So now, like I said last week, I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel like Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights. What do I do with mine? Because this is my boy, Stacey. This is my boy.
Dominic, the Dominator, Cruz.
Can you start it off just so I can think about it and hear your words?
So we have Dominic, the Dominator, Cruz versus Chito, Marlon, Vera. So, minus 240 Cheeto. I feel like that's an appropriate price. I think if you take in Dominic, he definitely is the underdog in this position, but I think that he's a live underdog. I think if you're a Dominic fan, you know that Dominic has a chance in this fight. Dominic's a very high IQ fighter. He analyzes his opponents. He looks at their past fights. He reads their style. He adjusts mid-fight. He has a lot of things. He's been in this position many times. 5 rounds is nothing to him. Dominic is good in this position. There's a lot of people also taking Dominic. I've seen. I'm gonna stick with my gut here, though, man. I'm gonna go with Cheeto. Cheeto does look like he's very agitated going in this fight. He looks like he's very upset about something. I don't know if he just doesn't like Dominic. I don't know if he just doesn't like what the fight week.
I think that's just how Cheeto is.
He's just
bro.
a serious dude.
Just
just
how
like
Cheeto is. Like when it gets to fight week, like this isn't a job. This is how I feed my family. I'm here to fight you and beat you up as bad as I can, and then walk home with more money in my pocket.
I think.
And he doesn't want. He's not here to make friends.
He's not here to make his money go back. You know, he's a dog. He's a hound dog. One thing I noticed about Cheeto.
These guys are both dogs. These guys are both dogs, and this will be a good ass fight. I hope.
I think Cheeto is definitely. I think he is a slow starter. He's going to use that first round to probably analyze Dom and just see what Dom has to throw at him and his skill set. Dom is also. This is what's going to make it interesting. It's because Dom is going to kind of feed off that. I feel like if Cheeto finds an opening in Dom or finds a way to get through Dominic's footwork and dancing around him in his guard, I feel like Cheeto is going to start building the pressure, and the later it goes, it's going to go in Cheeto's favor because that's how he fights. But it's going to be very hard. One thing I said earlier in this podcast is I said Father Time is real. I think that it's very real with fighters. Just like we may see with Tony Ferguson eventually. We're going to see if he has it in him still. And we're going to see.
Just had to literally bring.
We're going to see. We're going to look.
That's
we're going to see.
Unnecessary shot.
Look.
Why couldn't you say Barbosa? Why couldn't you say Barbosa? Why couldn't you say Conor McGregor? Why couldn't you say Conor McGregor? Why couldn't you say? Well, you could have literally said. You could have literally said 20,000 other fighters, and you say Tony Ferguson.
Listen, people.
Wow.
You know I'm not.
Wow.
Look, the viewers know.
You're not wrong, but
they know.
You're not wrong, but you.
But we're going to see because I think Tony still has the dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So look like Dominic.
Tony got a dog.
I'm telling you, he is like an entity. Right now.
Yeah. He is a demon.
I don't know if Dominic has the same chin. I
don't
know if he has the same speed. We're going to see everything he has. We know he's been training hard. We know he has that high fight IQ. Let's just see if he can overwhelm Cheeto and give him something that Cheeto hasn't seen. But in my eyes, Cheeto has the momentum. He has a skill set. He has the mind. I think Cheeto is on his way up here, people. And this would be a very notable win under his belt.
I agree. I agree with that. You know why this fight makes me so nervous and sad is because this is Dom's probably last title fight or title run, I should say. Title run. Yeah, the only thing that really bothers me here, man, is that I feel like this could be a retirement fight. I feel like this could be a Dom's retirement fight. I don't feel like Dom is going to want to fight at 11 or 10 or whatever it is just to be a gatekeeper, especially when he's doing the ESPN thing on the side. It's in his hometown. So where he was born. I mean, he's on the main event. He's going to have a dude that is in legitimate title contention. He's going to fight him and have a chance to say, I'm still going, I'm still here. So he's going to give it his all. But if Dom loses this fight, I can definitely see him laying down the gloves. Couple things about Dom coming back and just in the technical analysis of this fight in general. Dom's my boy, and you know I love Dominic, but Dom's not really a violent fighter.
Yeah.
I think you would have to agree with that. He doesn't like to make fights violent. He likes to make you look stupid. He doesn't like to hurt you, really. He doesn't, I don't rarely see Dom get into a fight where somebody's, leaking by round 2. You know what I'm saying? He's going to point you. He's going to wrestle you sometimes. He's going to control you. I think the biggest difference in this fight is that Cheeto is going to want to make it violent. And if you go back and look at some of Dom's wins, Casey Kenny, he's a little bit of a pressure fighter, not much. He still has a lot of growth to do. I would think that fight was more of a tune-up for Dom. Casey Kenny just wasn't really on Dom's level, I think. But But Pedro had him beat, bro. Pedro had Dom beat. He had him rocked. He had him knocked down. Dominic just recovered, but Pedro also isn't a pressure fighter. I think Pedro is a sit-back counter fighter and pick you apart guy, kind of like Dominic, and that favors in Dominic's way for that fight. So he was able to win rounds 2 and 3 and come back and win that fight. Cody, I mean, you were talking about it earlier. He beat Dom. Cody's a massive pressure fighter, and he likes to make it violent. I'm not sure that Dominic's going to be able to make it violent for 5 rounds against Cheeto. I think that's going to be the biggest difference. And Dom was picking him apart in the interview. You heard him saying, and he was giving a lot of what Cheeto does well. But does that mean you can stop it? Because a lot of what Dom was saying, which kind of scared me for a Dom fan, is talking about how good Cheeto's defense is. How hard it is to hit Cheeto. And when somebody's coming at... Yeah, and when you come at Cheeto... And, like, you're not going to be able to pressure. I see Cheeto dancing or being in the center of the octagon for most of this fight. Dom circling him around. And I don't know if you've caught this on air a couple of times. I think Dom compromised himself and Cheeto might have heard it. Dom on air, whenever he sees a fighter take a leg kick, he's like, man, you have no idea how much those hurt. Like, if you take 4 or 5 of those leg kicks, you can't feel it. I think Cheeto's going to attack that leg and make Dom sit in one spot, kind of like what he did with Suge. And then he's going to really try to go off and make it violent on him. So I'm gonna take Cheeto here. I think it's good. The only thing that kind of makes me sad is I feel like this could be a retirement fight for Dominic in his hometown, because I just don't think Dominic. What is he, 8 right now in the rankings?
I want to say, but
I think he's somewhere around there. For you.
Dominic is... Yeah, 8.
Yeah, I have him
under Rob Font.
8 to 5. So I just don't think... You think Dominic's going to want to take another fight with a up-and-coming young dude just to be a gatekeeper anymore? Nah, I don't think he's going to want to be fighting on the undercard of the lower half of the main card. I think Dominic's main card guy, co-main or bust. So that's just what makes me sad about it. I hope honestly, for the sake of being a Dominic fan, I'm wrong and he doesn't. But this is kind of just setting up for me to see it. Like, if he loses this fight and gives it his all on a 5-round war, which by the way I love the over, I think Dominic's going to lay down his gloves and it's going to be a good interview in his hometown, and to go out, because Cheeto after the fight, for as much shit as Cheeto does in the ring, flicking people off or whatever, Cheeto's a really respectful dude after the fight, and he's a good family man. So I like Cheeto. That'll be a good loss to honestly go out to, and Cheeto hopefully goes on and will fight for the championship, seeing what happens with Jan and Shug. But yeah, I just, that's what scares me. I don't want it to be a retirement fight for my boy, since I've been watching since he was a baby in the freaking UFC. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. Tune back in next Wednesday. I'll be tweeting out like I usually do in case we have any props. Props that I know of, I took Lupi by sub. Gerald probably by sub. I'm probably also going to take. Depending on which side you're on, me or Stacy, I would take that Bruno by knockout as well, instead of that -3. Yeah, like I would. If you're on the side of Bruno, I'd take Bruno by knockout. If you're on the side of Gerald, I might take Gerald by sub. But yeah, I'll see you guys back here Wednesday. Thank you so much for the support. Please like and subscribe.
You hit it, bro.
You got anything else?
Yeah, everything.
Cool.